After finishing the art school, we got a lot of attention from the press and won some prizes and exhibitions. And yeah, the first bigger thing was the New York Times was writing about us. So we've been kind of pushed to get to found this label, which we just called it Schmidttakahashi. It's our surnames. And yeah, the idea is we invented a special circular system, which nowadays is very common, and everybody's talking about circular fashion, circular system, upcycling, recycling. I guess you guys know, everybody knows about this, and it was a question of time how it grows. So I'm very proud we started a long time ago. So the special thing on Schmidttakahashi is we started to collect clothes, but we, as you have seen in this movie, we made this little photo experiment with all kind of different people, like students, teachers, and invited them to a photo studio in the daily basic garment, like clothes. Asked them for a picture in their outfit, and then we swapped the outfits. So the one picture was me 10 years ago or 11 years ago. The other one was Mariko Takahashi. It was a fun project, but also a very interesting idea, or what we found out, what does our clothes carry, what kind of information about attitude, our mood, or point of view. It's totally different if you wear a sweatshirt and a torn jeans or cashmere jacket and leather shoes and like fine suit, and it tells so much about the person. The longer people wear clothes, the more information it sucks in. It's kind of, if you have a white t-shirt in a store, it's like a white a piece of paper. We changed the point of view, and the very special about this worn clothes is the story behind that, because the longer people wear something, this t-shirt, it has spots, or I don't know, it gets all this sticks in the information and story. So we found this point very interesting and started to collect garments and ask people to donate. Gave to every donated garment gets a number, an ID number. So people get the garment gets a number and the donor, and we keep these clothes. We take them into our archive. It's a physical and digital archive. So we start to, each piece would be, it's getting photographed and washed and then categorized into, as you see, number and different categories, t-shirts, color, for instance, donated in Berlin or New York, Tokyo, whatever. And we can add more. It's not interesting for us who donated it. It's more, it's up to you if you donate, up to you if you inscribe your name and write your Eugenie Schmidt or Heike, or just put your S.E or something. It's more about the connection between the donor and us. After this process, we have this, so there's this big digital archive where we can also search. For instance, I start to do collections and I want to produce a total white collection. So I search for white, color white, or I search for denim, for jeans, and I see all these items we already have in our big archive. And then we started to produce collections. From beginning on, we made men's and women's collections, because it has this big variety of what people donate is kind of everything. We don't reassemble garments. We put them apart, we cut them, take out the lining, and start to produce new clothes and put them in a collection. And every single new piece of garment or item gets a QR code. In the beginning it was a RFID chip, but now it's a QR code, which is now also very common. For instance, we made from leftovers of denim, from all the jeans, we made produce this different laptop bags, different sizes. So it says track your garment, and then you see the final product, and then it says it shows their parents. So you see what it was made of from different jeans, old jeans, and they. I think you see part of the nation, kunsthochschule weißensee. It's the school where we studied. Right now we have a reconstruction on our homepage. Usually you could also click on this donation and see which what it was made. It's connected with other ones, but I will show you in the next step in the presentation. You see the product, and you see the parents, and from these parents, like from these donations, we made this coat, but also we made another products, and we call them brothers and sisters. It's called brothers and sisters and friends and neighbors, because if you have similar cuts or same cuts but from different items, they're called friends and neighbors. So it's a big family system. And if you're a donor of this of a coat, for instance, and you see their kids, they call them sons and daughters, and yeah, so this is like a big family tree of all kind of garments we get in this past 10 years. Then we started to produce collections. So I just give you some overview, and you can have a look on the website maybe for more. But we started with very how to say complex, high-end items, which are beautifully made, but it was very like piece of art. And we also, after starting after producing them, we exhibit them in galleries and sold them like on customers. And then of course there was a question how to grow and how to sell, because every single piece is always unique. So we made some collections, and then we get also pushed by the government of Berlin. We got some coachings, and yeah, we invented second product. First line we called Unikat, which means unique pieces. So it's would be always made from donations from old garments, maybe combined with some small piece of new garments or new lining, new zippers, of course, new accessories to produce it as high quality as possible, because this is what we learned in the Kunsthochschule weißensee. I learned to give really high quality, and I think this is the difference which makes us very special in this upcycling world, which is sometimes very trashy. I have the approach to produce something very interesting and which I would like to wear. After making these unique pieces, we went to the second line, which is called duplicat, which is kind of copy, and we call it commercial copy. So we take the same cut and produce this garment out of either organic fabrics. We try to source organic fabrics, but nowadays it's became much more easier to source different qualities, different colors. But as you can imagine, 10 years ago or 8 years ago, it was very, very small and limited. Also, the amounts of fabric you can order, it's mostly starting from 500 meters, which we never could use. Also, mostly we use 2 or 3 different fabrics in one item, which means we need a lot or many different, too many fabrics, too much fabric. So we also found some agencies which just focused on leftover fabrics from from big brands, from Saint Laurent to Zara to whatever. They're able to sell amounts from 6 meters on. So we get some small amounts and produce the second line, which is called duplicat. And also the duplicat gets QR code because it will we would fit in a small piece of donated item, so it becomes a part of the Schmidttakahashi family tree. We produce the unique pieces we manufacture in Berlin, and we have some tailors which are producing for us. And the second line duplicate was outsourced to Poland, which is just a neighbor in the closest neighborhood or the next country next to Germany. Every collection has a special topic or focus. We sometimes take out, let's say, some problem pieces. Or for instance, we get so many old T-shirts which are too thin or too small. We couldn't handle. So Mariko studied textile design also in weißensee. She's very into techniques, and she tried out some macrame pieces, which you see on this black dress in the middle. So for instance, we use different techniques like macrame or pleats. This upper line has pleated pieces. Last bigger collection was just made out of patches and a lot of denim pieces. This was the last bigger collections, like 2 years ago, because after going to produce duplicates, we've been able to go to Paris to exhibit in showroom in Paris, and started to grow to when we got international retailers from England or Japan, which was very great. Finally getting the feeling of becoming a fashion label and not an art project. Most of the customers were in Japan, but after a while, also it was a few years ago, my partner Mariko Takahashi decided to get a baby, and after her, me. So the private life took over, and which means it's much more difficult to work with kids, family, and a small fashion label made from working with upcycling and a lot of manufacture and small work. So Mariko stepped out 2 years ago, and I was then honestly in a big crisis if I'm able to continue, if I want to continue. But all my friends or supportive contacts pushed me into don't give up, because right now it's a moment to grow actually, because when we started I think the word sustainability didn't even appear in fashion world so much as now. So I found another co-partner, and the past 2 years we were working on the statistic and restructure the label. So I was able to keep the label. Mariko and me, we're in very good contact, and I still call it Schmidttakahashi, and I want to continue with this idea. But I want to focus on bestsellers we've produced in the past 10 years, and also focus on our online shop or online selling. Start to think bigger than just producing collections for every season. I think now with Corona, anyhow, everything will change. I guess the whole fashion industry has to rethink, as we also see. For me, Schmidttakahashi means we have this brand with like experience or long experience with upcycling. So the next step for me would be to collaborate with bigger brands or work with factories to work with their waste. And right now I'm on this point, and there's a project which didn't start yet, but I will receive a bigger amount of old garments and try to focus again on upcycling and produce more products, but just focused on like few items. Past 10 years, we get a lot of attention from the press and exhibitions and shows and workshops, yeah, actually around the world. And also many times with Goethe-Institut, we've been invited to Mexico, Guatemala, and so on. And yeah, luckily with Heike, it's going on. I'm continuing with Bangladesh. I'm very happy. I hope so much it will work, still work on. We are in the ground floor. I'm co-workers with as a product designer and art director who is working for Hess Natur, actually, Heike. He has some graphic designers and photographers. Then my other neighbors are producing this cases, mobile, like iPhone cases with different adjustments. Here we have very new interior designers and was also architects before. So this space is from Switzer fashion label or shoe label. They're called Felt. So there's a big space for jewelry designers. And I'm in Kreuzköln, Neukölln, Karstadt. And this is a very nice, lovely, beautiful studio. See that? With many, many people. So I tried to disturb so many people. But this is the crafting space. It's made for fashion designers or leather designers. And yeah, we share, everybody has a lot of shelves with fabrics or patterns, and we share a big table. It's a bit like in art school.
Was there always enough income for you to survive from your profits? And how did you manage the finances when you started the label?
All this magic around fashion, which I loved when I was studying, and that's why I studied, or we started the brand. We've been, both of us, Marika and me, we've been putting in some money to survive for production. So we had not so many costs because we didn't need to make so much fabrics, but still we had to pay the rent for the studio, to pay the tailors, to prepay. And I think after we invented the duplicates and started to go to fairs, and after we started to go to Paris, finally we got we could cover the costs. But unfortunately, at this point, Mariko stepped out, and so I could never take an income out for me. That's the truth. And right now, also minimalizing everything on 3 days, also having a kid, I have a little job, side job in office, which is kind of good because I can focus and earn money, and here I can focus and go creative. But the plan is, I also give myself a limit for 2 years more, try out this new model, and yeah, if there's no income, I think I would not be able to continue, but still I'm very idealistic and believe in that and love my work.
I wanted to know, how much time do you invest in one collection, and how big is the collection, and how many times do you produce each piece?
Well, it changed when we started. Of course, it was as I told you, the first collection was every single piece was took us, I don't know, weeks, not weeks, but days. It was more like an art project with let's say high end, with the like down jacket. The back was made from knitwear, the sleeves or the belt, everything new, silk lining, new zipper. So it means you have to open or tear everything out and reassemble everything on, say, piece by piece, or one of a kind is is a lot of work. So working on it every season. So we as I told you, we made 4 collections a year, and actually we made kind of 8 collections because we made unicat pieces, and then we reproduced them in duplicate, which means a lot of patterns and counting, I don't know, technical drawings and so on. So, but of course, after a while, you get more and more perfect or easier, or all the steps gets faster. But yeah, and then going to fair and getting bigger customers means you get much more pragmatic. So you decide, okay, what was working more for your brand, dresses, t-shirts, and I know trousers. So we focus on that, on these pieces most, and yeah, don't overproduce with, I don't know, shirts or trousers, because we know we are strong into dresses and coats or t-shirts.
Thank you. Thank you so much.